Hey, what's up my brothers and sisters? This is Enemy Stand User here today, and we will be discussing a little bit about the TCB release for Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 226. This was certainly a Gojo highlighted chapter, and there are certain things to consider about how Gojo performed, how the different techniques work, and what we will consider moving forward in this battle. Gojo is out here showing amazing feats of strength and skill. The sheer prowess and capability Gojo has as a sorcerer just proves why he is the greatest of the modern age. Last chapter, Gojo's domain expansion has been broken, and he is now subject to curse technique burnout inside of Sukuna's open domain. We've seen this established many times before, and now we see how Gojo adapts to it. Gojo uses reverse curse technique to heal from Sukuna's dismantle and cleave shore hit. The fanbook mentions few can even resist Sukuna's technique for even a moment, and we saw many times in the series dismantle and cleave is utterly unstoppable as a technique. Many have fell to Sukuna's divine blade, however they were not Gojo, and Gojo is one of those few who can resist the fury of dismantle and cleave's onslaught, in domain expansion no less. When getting cut by dismantle and cleave through Malevolent Shrine, Gojo stood his ground and has been shown to be able to use reverse curse at its max output and heal simultaneously while his body gets cut brutally. Very similar to his student Hakari when in Jackpot, Gojo has reverse curse technique going around the clock and heals his flesh as it's getting damaged. This is very impressive for multiple reasons. One reason being that Gojo took this attack, he gets damaged and bloody all over, yet Gojo is actually relieved. He is glad that this is all the domain does. He comments, "When it comes down to it, my limitless is far better." So Gojo is right now experiencing one of the most deadly and lethal short hit attacks in the verse, yet he thinks in terms of domains, his unlimited void short hit is far superior. That is probably the coldest and most disrespectful statement in the entire series. No matter what anyone says, his 6 eyes are showing him his domain's info short hit is superior to this. Another crazy feat is that Sukuna's cleave slash in particular is said to adjust to the target's toughness and cursed energy level to cut them down in one fell swoop. This should also apply to Gojo as well. However, cleave has failed to cut through Gojo, and all the slashes only seem to go skin deep. Even if they were to go any deeper, Gojo's reverse curse technique output actually heals faster and is even more relentless than the shrine slashes can hit, since it can't overcome his reverse curse technique in that moment. I'm sure it could eventually cut through him given enough time in the domain. Gojo then goes on to move and fight Sukuna hand to hand, even pressuring him at times, and all the while Sukuna acknowledges Gojo is moving well despite using reverse curse technique at full while fighting him and getting slashed by all these cleave and dismantles. The sorcerers express concern over Sukuna's shrine itself, and in most cases objects constructed from innate domains hold no significance, so they might as well not exist. Mei suggests if the shrine is a symbol for the domain, then it couldn't be destroyed and there's no point or purpose in destroying it. Gojo has the 6 eyes and he hasn't done anything about it yet, so that's what Mei thinks. Yet we may actually see if these open domains have a weakness, because they all have a constructed center point. When Gojo slams Sukuna into the shrine at the end of the chapter, the short hit slashing seems to have stopped, so perhaps damage to the innate object or damage to the user would affect the open domain. That actually sounds like a fair drawback, but we have to see if what Mei thinks is true or not. Since the onlooking cast think Gojo can't do anything about the domain and he is relentlessly getting damaged, it looks like he is backed into a corner. However, Gojo uses a practical skill called New Shadow Style's Simple Domain, and it's revealed Gojo already knew how to perform this ability but cannot teach it to others like his students. So this is not some ass pull, it's nothing new, but it actually shows how practical Simple Domain is even in a high level sorcerer battle. Gojo probably cannot keep getting slashed for a long period of time, so he uses Simple Domain to neutralize Sukuna's short hit effect around him and simultaneously reuses reverse curse technique to heal his body and give him a break. Most reverse curse technique users like Yuki need time to heal, and Gojo perfectly manages to use cursed energy and even has a wider Simple Domain to buy himself more time. But just like Yuki displayed against Kenjaku, simple domain begins to rip away in strong open barriers. The same is true here. What's more impressive is how he keeps this up while fighting Sukuna, and when his simple domain actually breaks, he quite literally just straight up tanks the short hit slash, because when he uses simple domain a second time, he no longer uses reverse curse technique to heal himself. Everyone is surprised by that, but Gojo has another strategy up his sleeve. Still, Gojo keeps pressuring Sukuna despite his injuries. The simple domain breaks for a second time, and Gojo takes even more damage from Shrine, but it's Gojo SATORU. Gojo then blitzes in on Sukuna, locking his legs and bracing Sukuna. It's more than a little sus, but Sukuna has no way to escape, as Gojo uses reverse curse technique not to heal himself, but he uses reverse curse to replenish his own curse technique, which is even a surprise to a top tier like Yuta. With Gojo's curse technique returning, Gojo fires Sukuna back with a point-blank reversal red that slams Sukuna into his own shrine and mangles his face. Gojo looks back triumphantly as he heals his injuries with reverse curse and comments, "What a pain in the ass." Wow, Gojo did all that, and this is only a mild annoyance to him. And Sukuna looks like he's gonna enjoy this battle. He's smiling because Gojo is certainly not gonna make it easy for him. If Sukuna's cursed energy efficiency is godlike, what do you even call Gojo's? He came into this battle with curse technique burnout. He's constantly using reverse curse technique, using simple domain back to back, replenishing his curse technique, probably use blue to speed boost, then using curse technique reversal, then using reverse curse technique to heal himself. And now we're back to square one. Gojo now has his curse technique back, and he still has infinite cursed energy, and now he understands how Sukuna's domain works. Sukuna's gonna have to try a bit harder, because now Gojo is onto him. This is probably the point where Sukuna reveals his curse technique, like using the open chant, or summoning the flames or whatnot, or maybe using the 10 shadows like the Shikigami, Maharaga, or harnessing the Dharma chakra wheel. The fight has just entered its next stage, so I got one question for you guys. Are you ready? This is a very exciting time to be reading JJK right now, and Gojo is getting a lot of hype, as he should be. What he performed was very impressive, and under the circumstances, Sukuna had every reason to kill him right then and there. There's probably some fans kind of heated over how Gojo tanked Cleave, but don't worry, I'm personally still wondering how Sukuna survived a sneak attack 200% hollow purple, but I guess there's BS on both sides, huh? Just have to rub in that little bit of salt for y'all. But really, I'm actually planning on making a video on the narrative aspect of this fight as a standalone video, so look out for that. It'll be very interesting. But this has been Enemy Stand User, and I'll see you awesome guys in the next one. Bye-bye.